Any questions?
Yeah, is this a student or you guys?
I graduated from here, but no, I'm a teacher, and I got the time to do this.
So the idea is that it's
So me and Scott have written an entire television series, 12-episode, hour-long sci-fi show. This is going to act as the foundation of what we're doing. I don't know if you're familiar with the two movies, Adaptation by Kaufman and then Waiting for Guffman. So we're trying to kind of meld those two, if you will. So the foundation is a read-through. So we're going to get a bunch of people via the Reader and the Craigslist, and I posted a bunch of stuff here too. So just Chicago actors with the ability to be doing this, get them together, we're going to read through it together, you're going to designate characters, and then there's also the talking heads element to it. So before every read-through, I'm going to kind of tell us what's going on with you, how you feel about it, what was the last taping like for you, you know what I mean? So we want you to be willing to...
You mean like when we're reading stuff y'all wrote.
Right.
And we're acting...
So you're going to be the character?
But the reality aspect is you want to know about the actor that's not just...
Yeah, so we want to know about you, we want to know about your experience on the project too.
I guess I thought it was like a mockumentary kind of thing.
It
like
kind of is. It kind of is, but it's based in reality.
Okay.
So it's kind of this hybrid of genres.
Sure.
It's like Waiting for Guffman if what's his name was Eugene Levy was Eugene Levy,
Right.
So you're gonna be you, but we want you to be really open and honest. You know what I mean?
Sure.
We don't want to hold back. If somebody sucks in the cast, which we might cast somebody so we can have fun. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's gonna be kind of like that. That being said, we definitely need a majority of the cast to be really insightful and smart when they're on the same plane with us. But yeah, that's kind of. You want to add anything to that?
No, have fun.
Yeah, this is supposed to be a good time.
Wait, so is it a comedy though, or is it a drama? Or?
It's a sci-fi dramedy. I think that's the best way to put it. There's definitely a lot of humor in it, but a lot of horrific things happen simultaneously.
But you're not looking. You're not necessarily looking for comedic acting.
No, absolutely not. We're looking for just natural people who are willing to just not be phony and such.
Sure.
So
that's actually crazy. It's hard to find that.
It really is. That's the truth. That's a fact.
People become actors because they don't want to be themselves.
I know. Well, this is a good marrying of you getting to perform. So you have to be. It's really important to be a decent enough reader because we're not getting scripts ahead of time. We want people to kind of stumble a little bit. And we want it to be an organic feel for a read-through. To be honest with you. Because in the webisodes, we're not going to have too much of the read-through itself. We're going to pick highlights from it. And it's really going to be about the interaction of us over the course of 6 shoots.
I think it's coming more clear to me. I don't know that I quite understood. So you're basically, the episodes are going to be the read-throughs with cuts to interviews.
Right, yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
It hasn't been done before.
Yeah, I like that idea.
And I think our concept is strong enough that we're taking an innovative approach to theoretically be able to pitch it to people with serious money, which we're not.
Yeah.
So, but that being said, we have the capacity to put something together that's going to look pretty decent.
Cool.
Because that's what we got.
When I look at unpaid stuff, I'm looking for something to put on a reel.
Yeah, no. So we're going to be working with at least 3 HD cameras. I think we're going to pull in a 4th. We got decent sound equipment, so I think between those capacities, and Scott's got an applied arts degree, so he knows a lot about the lighting and stuff. So I got a master's in literature from here. So kind of the story end, he's kind of the technical end, and we will make a good combination.
Nice.
To be honest with you. Very cool. I think so. So obviously, Eamon, Corin, we're thinking of characters that you'd be reading for right now.
Yeah.
Maybe Salmon.
Maybe Salmon.
Yeah. So to give you an idea of what the show is about. It's in the not too distant future. Hollywood crumbles when all the sequels, prequels, and remakes that Hollywood's churning out only. People are sick of them. They don't go to the movies anymore. But luckily, there's a new medium that arises, dream recording and editing. So the new narrative, the new medium that people go to see is everyday people's dreams chopped up into a story, essentially made into something substantial in the same sort of format where there's awards for all this and such like that. So what this show does, it doesn't concentrate so much on what they're dreaming, even though that's an important facet. It focuses on the dreamers and how the 2 main dream production companies mess with their dreamers' lives to ensure that their dreams are potent and profitable. So there's a Michael Douglas in the game element to it, if you're familiar with that. So we're going to have you read for Corin, who is the head of essentially like the Miramax of dream producers, the smaller indie one that's churning out much more valuable content, but it's not making as much money, and it's also doing innovative stuff with its dreamers' lives, where it is actually setting up very elaborate scenarios to make sure that their dreams are, that what happens in their real life bleeds into their dreams, if you will. And the dreamers there's genre dreamers, so if you're cast as a dreamer, you could be the nightmare dreamer, where every night you're having horrific nightmares, and then you're on the marquee as Mike, the horror dreamer. You know, you're the nightmare dreamer, so people go to see your horrific content. And
So, I mean, kind of just from an artistic standpoint, it fits well with the structure of the show.
what do you mean?
So,
Absolutely.
Dream within a dream, kind of.
Exactly. There's a lot. We're trying to play with the meta as much as possible.
Okay.
That's true. We want to be as self-referential as we can. So in a way, we're kind of like an inside company ourselves in this reality for a script. You know, we're going to try and make the script better by getting insight from you guys while we simultaneously read through it.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have the inside company within the script itself, which is a dream production company, which is taking people and getting the best stories out of them too. So it's
Right.
working on multiple layers. Yeah, I don't know, the dream movie concept, that's how we're hoping we can sell it. You know,
Sure.
I know we got this innovative platform that is the web reality series. It could be something. So, Corin first. Here is a little context. This is like Corin's giving the speech to all of his dreamers and his staff that work at the Insight Company because they're about to announce the nominations for the best dreams, the best dreamers. So he's trying to pump up his people a little bit and just tell him he's proud. So, who to be related to? Like Corin as a...
You see kind of like Bruce Willis from
Bruce Willis is who we imagined in this, but like, not like a diehard Bruce Willis. We're talking about like 12 Monkeys Bruce Willis, maybe. You know, a little more.
It's so long since I've seen
don't worry about that. Don't worry about who.
The Quiet Authority.
Yeah.
Which one?
The Quiet Authority.
The Quiet Authority. That's a good way to put it. There's an interesting. Yeah, we don't want to ruin it for you because we want you guys to be surprised about the twists and turns that happen as you're reading through it. But he's a very interesting character, and he has twin daughters that are starting to complicate things further for him. But yes, so he's reading, or he's giving a speech essentially to all of his dreamers. Just imagine you're at a podium, and whenever you're ready, you can just start with the Corin business. It bleeds on to the next page just a little bit.
Yes, and here we are again, another year, and I'm optimistic as ever about our chances. I think we have some dreamers and editors who are due some serious recognition from the Board of Narratives. Once again, we are here to watch the nominations live as a unified body to celebrate together the accomplishments of our fellow insiders. This has been an important year for our company. Some of our dreamers have output the most compelling dreams we have ever seen from them. And without a doubt, it is our treasured editors that create the collective narrative. When I think about our collective dream, I'm proud and excited to be part of it. So, with that, let me congratulate you all on an amazing year of dreaming, and wish you all the best of luck as we listen to the nominations. Enjoy the complimentary grub, and don't be afraid to get out of control on mimosas.
Is that the end?
Yeah.
Cool.
It is my favorite.
Okay, so now you're going to read from Eamon. He is the father of the son he's the father of this kid who's kind of gotten sucked into the dream business unwittingly, if you will. His father's kind of the head of a zealous movement. He's very religious. He's got his own church. But he's very anti-technology in a time when now this is, even now, but imagine like 30, 40 years from now when it gets even more steep. So he's the small faction that's trying to say this is ruining our lives, this is corrupting us. But what's ironic is that his son then becomes the top dreamer in the world, but the son is not old enough to legally dream, so he has this kind of shady ghost dreamer who's dreaming for him, taking all the credit until he's actually old enough to do it. So they have one of the most interesting relationships going on. So Eamon is the father of Ro, who's this kid dreamer. They are essentially protagonists and antagonists. on each other. Because one is the young one who's now becoming obsessed with what technology can do for him. The other one is still railing against it. So they butt heads. But you're going to be reading a scene with Holly. She's your wife, Debbie, and she's very meek. If anything, she was really naive when you guys came together, and now she's starting to, Rose kind of corrupting her, if you will. And you're very kind of prudish too, even with your wife.
How old is she, Mike?
Eamon would probably be 40, 45.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. All right, so starting at Taker Residence. Taker Residence.
Oh, sure.
My goodness, you have to try this. Here.
Don't be foolish. Raw egg can make you sick.
You never have before.
I don't have the time to take you to the hospital, honey.
Don't be ridiculous. Here, try some. Let me clean that off for you.
This is not sanitary.
Hey, I don't mind.
Take a shower.
I took one this morning, Eamon. I'm plenty clean.
You have flour and bits of sticky globs all over you. Where's all this energy coming from? Didn't you work out earlier?
You don't like my natural smell. I'm your wife. We need to be physically affectionate. I want to feel wanted. I want you to do all those things that used to make me scream. You never touch me anymore. Never.
You can't risk having another child.
Eamon, you know full well there's so many ways we can make sure we don't get pregnant.
Not options for us. Sex is meant only for procreation. Control over birth only takes away what makes love worth it to begin with. Advice, Debbie. You know better.
Why would you do this to yourself? What do you get out of being this way?
What do you want? I'm spending all my time trying to keep the roof over our heads. You know how much I make? And I have to put all my energy into making the pittance, and it's work. And I'm supposed to apologize to you because you're not sexually fulfilled? Enough.
You won't let me get a job. You won't even let me get a TV to keep myself mildly entertained. How many times do you expect me to polish the silver? Sorry, you're silver. How can you... you won't even let me see my own kid. How can you leave me so hollowed?
I'm losing patience with this. I let you get a job, remember? You got fired. It was embarrassing to watch you fail. My congregation looks to me for guidance, and if I can't even keep my own wife from screwing up a part-time job at an office, what good am I as a leader?
I don't see how my getting fired has to do with you and your church. I got fired because I was 27. I never had a job before, and I couldn't keep up. I need to learn.
You didn't try very hard to get another one, did you?
I was upset, and you did absolutely nothing to try and console me.
Okay, can you do it again? And really, you were starting to get more toward the end. I want cold, preachy, mean.
Yeah. I kind of like how he did it, though.
What?
I kind of like how he did it. It was...
Oh, really? I imagine a little more stiff. Eamon's a little more, you seem too comfortable around her. I think at this point in the relationship, you're getting you're trying to box her out.
Okay.
So, I don't know. It was an interesting interpretation, but I had envisioned him a little stiffer and a little meaner. If you
Okay.
could just try
Yeah.
that for me.
I could try, yeah, definitely.
I would like to see it.
Oh my goodness, you have to try this.
Don't be foolish. Raw can make you sick.
Oh, I never have before.
I don't have the time. I don't have the time to take you to the hospital.
Don't be ridiculous. Here, try some. Here, let me clean that off for you.
This is not sanitary.
I don't mind.
Take a shower, huh?
No.
I took one this morning, Eamon. I'm plenty clean.
You have flour and bits of sticky globs all over you. Where is all this energy coming from anyways? Did you work out this morning?
You don't like my natural smell? I'm your wife. We need to be physically affectionate. I want to feel wanted. I want you to do all those things that used to make me scream. You never touch me anymore. Never.
We can't risk having another child.
Even you know full well there are plenty of ways that we can make sure we don't.
They're not options for us. Sex is meant for procreation. Control over birth only takes away from what makes love worth it to begin with. Vice. Debbie, you know better.
Why would you do this to yourself? Why? What do you get out of being this way?
What do you want? Spending all my time trying to keep the roof over our heads. You know how much I'd make. I have to put all my energy into making a pittance. It's work. I'm supposed to apologize to you because you aren't sexually fulfilled? Enough.
You won't let me get a job. You won't even let me get a TV to keep myself mildly entertained. How many times do you expect me to polish the silver? Oh, excuse me, your silver. You won't let me see my own kid. God, how can you leave me this hollowed?
I'm losing patience with this. I let you get a job, remember? You got fired. It was embarrassing to watch you fail. My congregation looks to me for guidance. What do you think it looks like when my wife can't even hold a part-time job? If my wife can't hold a part-time job, then what good am I as a leader, huh?
I don't see how my getting fired has to do with you and your church. I got fired because I was 27 and I never had a full-time job before.
You didn't even...
I need to learn.
You didn't try very hard to get another one.
I was upset and you did absolutely nothing to try and console me.
Okay, I really dug that.
Yeah, that was good.
I
Right?
thought it was better. Okay, let me make sure nobody's here. All right, cool. Then we can do Sam really quick. And there's that. Now we just got 5 quick questions for you, reality style. See, Salmon and Scout. Salmon and Scout. So Salmon is a dream editor. He's one of the inside men. So it's Ro who's the actual dreamer, and then it's Scout who's pretending to be the dreamer, and then it's the inside man, Salmon, who's editing the dreams, even though they shouldn't be using the equipment that they're using. If I can just.
I always considered this guy kind of eccentric.
He's like kind of a... Is he like a tech geek?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very awesome. Very opposition on women. I'm assuming he gets really frustrated when somebody doesn't understand. Like when he's explaining something, he gets frustrated.
Oh, here it is. Okay, cool. Want to be Flora again?
Oh, sure.
I see we're gonna do a share. Okay, so I'm taking you to a VIP nightclub, a titty bar, because we're about to dupe the kid further and start saying, even though they're really his dreams, my dreams are good enough these days. You know, this is later in the series. As I mentioned, there's 12 episodes. So we're kind of given scenes from the latter episodes. So we don't ruin anything for you.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, let me sit down here with
So,
you.
I'm Salmon.
You are Salmon, sir. Yes.
Yeah, you need this great.
All right.
Where you been, Scout?
Busy bee, babe, but I'd like you to become acquainted with my good man Salmon here.
What happened to your scrawny little pal?
This is Salmon, Flora.
Pleased to meet you, sugar.
Same here. Can you give us a second?
What do you want to talk to me for when you got her here? Come on.
I thought you were in love.
Yeah, I am.
Then why are we even here?
This is for you. I see how you live.
Intellectual rarities like myself have little time for emotional baggage, dick.
I take a guy out, try and show him a good time, and he calls me a dick. You know, I don't know if I can go through with this.
You have to.
But I like the kid. He's been nothing but decent. Doing it would be crafting some major negative voodoo against us here.
Listen, you superstitious knuckle dragger. Do it or I'll kill you.
I love his mom, and something about destroying her kid's prized possession doesn't sound like a good way to build a healthy relationship.
Your goddamn excuses are not going to keep me fat and happy, and it certainly won't keep Pang from ripping holes in our heads.
Well, just say I took a severe head trauma or something, and I'll find a new job. I can sell cars, maybe? I mean, I saved enough to be able to blink.
Pang's not going to buy that crap. She'll find out about everything and sue our asses for damages, then find ways to make us bleed.
Fine. I mean, he is set with insight anyway after our deal is done, so screw him. It'll build character.
See, this is just responsible retirement planning. We need Ro on a tight leash. Just install the virus for Satan's sake.
And there certainly is something Faustian about this arrangement. That can't be denied.
No more literary references, please.
Everyone knows Dr. Faustus.
Not true, but keep telling yourself that so you feel relevant. Listen, do this, and we guarantee that little punk is under our thumb for at the very least, a few more paydays. What are the choices there?
Yeah.
Now let's focus on satin-wrapped woman crotch. I'm starting to get gray hairs and heart palpitations all over this shit.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay, let's ask you some questions then. Just 5 quick ones, and then is there somebody out there? Hold for a second. Okay, so. Are you gonna do all that stuff? Just 5 questions. I think I can remember. So the first one is, what are special talents of yours?
Special talents.
Yeah.
I'm an improviser. I like to play basketball. Special talents. I'm a good listener, I guess. It's hard because I don't like juggle or anything. So I don't. When I think of like special talents that you would talk about, like that's what I think about.
Well, you're funny. I'll give you that. All right, we can move on to the next one. Who would play you in a biopic about your life?
A biopic about my life. I'm a little crazy. I used to be more crazy than I am. I'm not really that crazy anymore.
Like really about
Philip-
going crazy?
No. Probably like, and this isn't the most flattering thing, but probably like Philip Seymour Hoffman, maybe. Just because I used to be like super erotic and witty and like maybe like Twister Philip Seymour
Okay,
Hoffman for a little
alright,
while,
yeah.
and then
So
like
you're talking about-
grew into create like a little more thoughtful, I guess.
I like that. That's good. Okay, so this is so laden with dream content, this show. We'd like to know about either your last memorable dream or perhaps a reoccurring dream that you can come up with.
I've been dreaming a lot about my girlfriend lately. I was dreaming last night, and I don't remember my dreams really well, but I do remember that I was dreaming about some form of not a car transportation, like getting a bike, like a motorcycle or a moped, or like some sort of motorized bike, which I guess is technically a moped, but I'm not thinking like a. That's what the vague thing that I took from my dreams last night was. And as far as really memorable dreams, I had a dream that that my girlfriend moved up here because she lives in Chicago, and she fell in love with an improviser that I idolize, and basically dumped me because I wasn't as talented as this guy. So
Okay.
I don't. Yeah. She fell in love with him. I don't think it was because I was not as talented, but of course I think that's what my brain thinks.
Fair enough. Okay, give us an example of you taking a risk either in your life or on stage with the character you've been, either way.
I moved to Chicago. I'm a petroleum engineer. I got a degree and I worked as a petroleum engineer in Texas for 5 years. Sat at a desk, made a lot of money, and I was like, fuck this. And I came to Chicago to study improv and try to become an actor. I did some acting and stuff when I was in Austin, like as a hobby, but I wanted to move here and make it more of a focus. So that's
No, that's a huge risk.
that's a
Absolutely.
pretty big risk.
Good answer, good answer. Alright, last question before the challenge. I know, don't worry, it's easy. Why would you make a great reality web star?
I think that I am insightful, and I think when people get to know me, like people don't. I don't know. I find people, and this is. I have to blow myself up. I guess it's an audition, but when people get to know me, they laugh at stuff that isn't funny that I do. And so like I think that there's some sort of like adoration I think people have for me after they get to know me a little bit, where I can do this weird noise and it's hysterical maybe, that like if like this girl that I hung out with last night that my roommate is dating. We hung out last night, and today she slept over, and then we went out to breakfast. And then when we walked back into the house, I made my version of a noise of a rabid pit bull that my girlfriend owns, and she just started dying laughing. And from that she spun off and thought like maybe a stand-up comedian could just make noises. I mean, that's how much she liked this noise that I made, I guess. And I thought about that. I was like, that's kind of weird.
You gotta do it for us, you realize.
It was very off the cuff too, so it wasn't. I didn't talk it up beforehand.
This is good. The challenge is 30 seconds to 1 minute. You're a good improv guy, so tell us a story with the chalkboard somehow. It's your chalkboard for a minute. You can stream of conscious it. You can not say anything if you want to just do it. We've had very different interpretations of what we mean by this. So we
That was here when we got here. That was not someone's.
Okay.
Some gravy math DePaul student.
All right. So I get 30 seconds to a minute.
30 to a minute. We're not going to stop you. I mean, tell us a short story.
Okay. Once upon a time in Kansas, there was a boy and a girl, and the girl was murdered by a farmer on a gravel road, and she died. He was destroyed, and he went to college. To learn how to make safer tractors. So he got a degree and a master's and a doctorate in mechanical engineering, and he just figured out a way through reading a lot of books. They had to be open, of course. How to put a motion detector in front of the tire. So if there was a human or an animal or anything that had a life pulse within it, not just like a plant, because tractors run over plants all the time. It had to have a life pulse in it and put it in front of this tire. So from then on, if anybody stood in front of a tractor, it would stop. If a thing of corn was in front of the tractor, it would just keep going through. So he made millions, and he married a blonde.
Nice.
And,
How every story should end.
no offense. No, I mean, seriously, that's not what I
Burn!
I was
This is what
not.
we need though.
It was
We want you to be
more than
ripping on every single girl in this cast. Certainly. Make them insecure. We love it. Alright, so we are going to probably send out casting notice by Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay.
Tuesday or Wednesday. But yeah, man, we really liked you. I really liked you. So
I had fun.
we figured people can make it on Sundays for an audition. Theoretically, we could harness Sundays to do shootings.
What times? Theoretically, yes. but not.
Tentatively, like a 6 to 9er.
Yeah, I can do that.
Sounds cool.
I'm taking an improv class from 12 to 3. Cool. It's actually, Sundays I think are perfect for me because I'm trying to get a day job. And
Right on.
It's going to be a night job. I'm trying to be a
Well, we're thinking over the course of the next 2 months, 6 out of the 8 Sundays, doing about 2.5 to 3.5 maximum hour shoots. Cake, right?
Yeah,
This
that's
could be
nothing.
fun and really
Yeah,
interesting.
especially because a lot of do-it-yourself stuff. I mean, you guys are doing a lot of this yourself.
Right.
The stuff I did in Austin, I'd also be a cameraman,
Oh.
be a lighting guy.
I think I got one of my students coming who's going to be a second.
I'm saying like it makes it more time intensive.
Right.
If I can just show up and work, then it makes it a lot easier.
Nope, you just show up, you give us an interview at the top, you'd give us your read-through of the first episode that we'd read. We're going to read 2 episodes per shoot. Right in between the 2, you'll give us another sort of talking heads. And of course, we encourage people during the read-throughs, if they have the time, we'll have to know what scenes are in and stuff. Go and give a quick little, did you catch that? Delivery,
Yeah,
you know? So, that's what we're looking for.
I like that.
Cool beans. I got your email, I have your text message, and Tuesday or Wednesday. Wednesday at the latest, probably Tuesday.
Okay, cool.
Sound good? Well, thank you, Mike.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it.
It's fun.
Yeah. It's fun reading with you.
Thank you. Fun to with you.
And we got somebody out there, you said?
We got two people. out.
Hot dog.
Should we do? One,
See y'all.
Yes, man.
Maybe ask them if they want to.
Well, there were two people. I don't know if they're both here for auditions, but they're together, so.
Oh, that must be.
I mean, we have our Eamon, don't we? Really crazy.
To bring them in.
Yeah, just bring them in.
Certainly looks like the name.
Whoever's first.
It's a little smelly in this room.
It's really gross. No. Where was that? Where was that guy?
Before.
Came here beforehand.
Burn. Hey, what's happening?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
I'm Eamon.
Ethan?
Enan.
Enid.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I got your email.
Indeed.
I didn't know if that was like a